What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound. We're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Tuesday, December 10th, 2024. If you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily $15 best bet, head on over to Pickdawgz.com and click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. But today we got a full NHL card of action. I only had a 3-game card yesterday. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Didn't love the card, so we had technical difficulties to begin with, and I was just like, you know what, this is just a sign from the NHL gods to just come back at it strong again on Tuesday. But we're here to break down an 11-game NHL card. We're going to make some money today. You guys know the drill. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game on the board takes us to the Nationwide Arena where the Columbus Blue Jackets take on the Philadelphia Flyers. And I get why it's tempting to look at, Philly, as maybe a coin flip price here. The Flyers have actually been playing some decent hockey, and they've been a solid team home or away, and they've actually been slightly better on the road this season, but they've also lost 3 games in a row. They've given up a combined 15 goals in those 3 games. And Columbus is a team that is coming off a win over Winnipeg to close out their road trip to start the month. They've been able to win a lot of their recent games at home. They're 8-3-1 at home this season. I think the value here is on the Columbus Blue Jackets, so I'm going to take Columbus in this one at the coin flip price. Next, we head to the Prudential Center where the New Jersey Devils take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. And, I went back and forth on this game because the Devils have been in better form, but Toronto always has an offense that's always capable of bringing it to the table and, being a potent enough offense that they could potentially steal this game on the road. But I think the way I'd rather go here is just take the over. I mean, Toronto's goaltending has looked a little bit susceptible in recent games to Washington and on the road against Pittsburgh. They gave up 5 goals to Pittsburgh, even though a couple of those were empty netters, but still gave up 5 goals nonetheless. And New Jersey can find the back of the net, but this is also a New Jersey team that's allowed at least 4 goals in 3 of their last 5 games. Historically, between these two teams, there's been a lot of high-scoring matchups here. So I'm going to go with the over 6 between the Maple Leafs and the Devils. Now we head to this matchup between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Colorado Avalanche for the PPG Paints Arena. And Pittsburgh, almost off the do not bet list. If they could win here, I think they could definitely earn their way off. But again, this is a tough matchup for them. They have won 5 of their last 6. The offense is in great form. But Colorado, another team where they're playing really well themselves. They've won 3 of 4 on this current road trip. They are heading back home after this one. But for me in this one, I think I got to go with the over 6.5 and another over here because, like I said, both these offenses are in great form. Colorado always capable of putting up a dud in goal, whether it's Georgiev or Wedgwood, even though both of them had actually been playing fairly well in their last couple starts, but they're always capable of putting up a clunker. Same can be said about Pittsburgh's goaltending, which if you followed the wraparound, I really don't trust as far as I can throw it. So give me the over 6.5 between the Penguins and the Avs. Now we head to this matchup from the Lenovo Center where the Carolina Hurricanes take on the San Jose Sharks. And don't adjust your set. This line is correct, and I think rightfully so. I mean, obviously the Carolina Hurricanes are going to get the benefit of the doubt as the better team. And historically, the Hurricanes have had their way with San Jose, winning each of the last 5 meetings. However, Carolina's also dropped 4 of their last 5 games coming into this matchup. And granted, some of those were against decent teams like the Florida Panthers and the New York Islanders. They also took one on the chin at home against the Seattle Kraken as heavy underdogs. And while San Jose at times over this little road trip that they've been on have not been great, I mean, they've scored a combined 4 goals in their 3 games in the month of December, they've still shown a lot more fight than I think a lot of folks would give them credit for. They're 20-10 on the puck line this season. I can guarantee you almost all of, if not all, those games have been in the underdog role. And to catch plus 375, I'm seeing up to plus 400 in some places. With a team that's been competitive like the Sharks, I think that it's worth taking a sprinkle on it. Would it surprise anyone if the Carolina Hurricanes came out and beat the brakes off of the Sharks? Absolutely not, because the Carolina Hurricanes are still a very good team. But they've had questionable goaltending in some of their recent games. And like I said, I think the Sharks can put up a fight here. I mean, I thought the same thing against Tampa Bay, and they lost that game 8-1, but I think I'm willing to take a sprinkle here on the Sharks, whether it's plus 2.5 at a coin flip price. You're getting around plus 150, plus 155 on the plus 1.5. And I'll put a little bit on the money line here at plus 375 just for a value play because I'm not laying minus 500 or laying minus 180 on a minus 1.5. Now we head to the UBS Arena where the New York Islanders take on the Los Angeles Kings. And a tricky matchup because the Los Angeles Kings are definitely not the same Kings team from last year, where this was a team that pretty much relied on going on the road to win games early on in the season. But now it's flipped to where they play their better hockey at home. That being said, though, the Los Angeles Kings are still playing the better hockey. They've won 5 in a row. I get that the bulk of those came at home, but I think it's still giving the Kings some sort of confidence to head out on the road and try to be able to take care of business against an Islanders team that, yeah, has won back-to-back games, but I would say the defense is still concerning more often than not. They still have a 5-6-2 record at home this season. And head-to-head, the Los Angeles Kings have owned this matchup. They've won 5 of the last 6 and 6 of the last 8 meetings. So I'm going to take the Kings here on the money line at minus 130. I think the line is telling us where we need to be here. Next, we head to Candlelight Arena where the Winnipeg Jets take on the Boston Bruins. And I get why the Winnipeg Jets are favored here. I have made a pretty penny blindly fading the Boston Bruins this season and blindly backing the Winnipeg Jets. However, the Boston Bruins have started to get some confidence themselves. Another one of these teams that, yeah, they played the bulk of their recent games at home, and they haven't necessarily played the toughest teams, beating Philly, Chicago, Detroit, and Montreal over this 4-game win streak. But I think it's given Boston some confidence they can go back out on the road here. Last couple times they've been out on the road, they walloped Chicago, they beat the Islanders like a drum, they beat the Detroit Red Wings, and the Winnipeg Jets have looked susceptible in some of their recent games. They've lost 5 of their last 7. The goaltending hasn't been as sharp, and head-to-head, Boston has won 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. So I lean towards the Boston Bruins here for a sprinkle on the plus money at plus 120. Next, we head to the Bridgestone Arena where the Nashville Predators take on the Calgary Flames. And, both these teams have been disappointing in different ways this season. The Calgary Flames really had some struggles on the road, but they played their best hockey at home, where they are 10-3-1 this season, still have just 3 wins in 14 road games this season. But that being said, I'm still willing to take a shot on the Calgary Flames in this game because even though they've lost 6 of 7, the majority of those have been on the road against decent teams, while Nashville continues to be the most disappointing team in the NHL this season. 3 goals scored in 6 straight games. 3 goals allowed in 6 straight games, and all those have ended up in losses, which just tells you the offense continues to be a problem for the Nashville Predators. This line has slowly started to trickle up towards Nashville's favor. I'm not backing the Predators just because they are due for a win. They have been due for a while now, and it has not happened. This is a team that has a 25% win percentage so far this season. Give me the Calgary Flames here, plus 125. Even better if you could probably play it now. Now we head to this matchup between the Edmonton Oilers and the Tampa Bay Lightning from Rogers Place. And, the Edmonton Oilers are a team that continue to run hot and cold. And right now they're on a bit of a hot run. So I get why they're favored at home here. But again, it's tough to turn down plus money with Tampa Bay. But again, Tampa Bay, even though they're playing well, have had some inconsistencies on the road. So for me, going back and forth on this one, I feel it's a little bit of a moot point. I think the better players to go with the over. The last 3 meetings between these two teams have all seen at least 8 goals, a combined 29 goals in 3 games, so an average of over 9 goals per game. And while the goaltending on both sides has the potential to be solid, especially Andrei Vasilevsky for the most part for Tampa Bay and probably Stuart Skinner for Edmonton, I just think that this is a matchup between 2 high-scoring teams here, and I want to take the over 6.5 in this one. Next, we head to the Delta Center for a match between the Utah Hockey Club and the Minnesota Wild. And the Utah Hockey Club are starting to, we're starting to see this line bounce around a little bit for this matchup. But for me, this is the Sharp Chaser special on Tuesday's card. Utah, yeah, they've won back-to-back road games. They've actually won 4 straight on the road. The problem is they're at home now, where they've actually lost their last 3 games, and they're still a sub-500 team at home this season at 4-5-2. The Minnesota Wild, yeah, they took one on the chin against the Los Angeles Kings last time out, but this is still a Minnesota team that has won 5 of their last 6. They're 11-2-3 on the road this season, quietly one of the best road teams in the NHL. And I think that Minnesota is the way to go here. I think Minnesota is just a far better team, far more trustworthy goaltending. So give me Minnesota here at minus 120. Next, we head to Rogers Arena where the Vancouver Canucks take on the St. Louis Blues. And a game where I get why the Vancouver Canucks are favored, but again, a game where I think I'm going to have to roll with the dog here because Vancouver, the issues at home continue to stay. They allowed 4 goals to the Tampa Bay Lightning in a 4-2 loss at home. Vancouver's defense at home this season, allowing 3.85 goals per game. While the St. Louis Blues, yes, this is a team that can be very inconsistent at times. You know, the goaltending, there's times where you never really know what you're going to get. But St. Louis has still been playing some decent hockey in their own right. They've won 4 of their last 6 games. The bulk of those have come on the road against solid teams like the Rangers, the Devils, the Jets, the Flames, who have been real money at home, like we were talking about earlier. And head to head, the Blues have won 7 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams. So if we're going to keep getting hefty prices like this with the Vancouver Canucks, who could very well get Thatcher Demko back tonight from what I've been reading, it's still, for me, a play that's going to take him some time to get his feet underneath him. I'm going to take the Blues here, plus the 1.5. I'm going to put a little bit on the money line as well, plus 150. Our final game on Tuesday's card takes us to Climate Pledge Arena, where the Seattle Kraken take on the Florida Panthers. And both these teams playing some solid hockey right now, but especially the Florida Panthers, who are just flat out rolling with wins in 5 of their last 6. The majority of those, they have scored at least 4 goals. Even in the losing effort, they still scored 4. And now you head to Seattle to take on a Kraken team that at times has had some issues keeping the puck out of the net, and even against teams like the San Jose Sharks and the Anaheim Ducks. Also gave up 5 in a recent win over the New York Rangers. But now you got to try to slow down Florida. I don't know if it's going to happen, but like I said, Seattle has been able to pour in some goals of their own. They've scored at least 3 of their last 4, and in 4 of their last 6. So for me in this one, I think we got a high score matchup here. We're going to close out the card here with an over 6 between the Kraken and the Panthers. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Tuesday, December 10th, 2024. Again, if you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily $15 best bet, head on over to pickdawgz.com and click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. Got a ton of action on the board today, mostly college hoops, so I'm going to have an NHL power play on the board as well. This is a great time to jump on long term with everything starting to pick up. College football bowl season starts this weekend. Got NBA Cup action all week, so definitely a great time to jump on. And remember, whatever you choose to do, use the promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys soon.